We are now careening towards, just headlong, towards the 2024 Texas high school football season. It is mere hours away. It's a lot of hours, but it is hours away. Seconds.
Two things can be true at the same time.
Away for the 2024 Texas high school football season. And one of the things that we track on TexasFootball.com is coaching changes from across the state of Texas. If you go to TexasFootball.com/coaching-changes. If you go to TexasFootball.com and click on coaching changes at the top of the page, you can find every Texas high school football coaching change in the UIL 11-man ranks. And there have been 159 of them so far, Pickle. 159.
Brought to you by our helpful North Texas Honda dealers.
That's why they pay her the big bucks. And so we're tracking all the coaching changes across the state of Texas. And so there's going to be a number of programs across the state with a new look, right? And I want to take a look. I went through them and I picked out 5 that I'm really interested in heading into 2024. Now, I want to be very clear about this.
Okay.
These are not the only ones that I'm interested in.
Correct.
I'm interested in all of them. I'm an equal opportunity guy. I'm also intentionally leaving off a number of the high-profile ones, okay?
Okay.
You will not see Todd Dodge at Lovejoy on this list. I am obviously going to be watching what Todd Dodge does at Lovejoy.
And I feel like this is a very, because you brought that point up, it's very worth it to say that when you're saying first-year Texas high school football coaches, you're not talking about this is the first time they've been a head coach.
Correct.
You're talking about the fact that this is the first time they've been
at their new school. And to be clear, there are some coaches on here that is the first time they've been a head coach.
Right.
But these are 5, call it first year, 5 folks who are going to be a head coach at this school for the first time in 2024 that I will be particularly interested in, that I am watching very closely in 2024. Let's go to the big board, Pickle, and take a look at them. We'll start at the top, and one that maybe has flown under the radar, Drew Colvin, the next head coach at Royse City. He is going to be the next head coach there at Royse City, taking over the Bulldogs program that, I think is in need of a little bit of jolt. They went 3-7 last year. David Petroff got promoted to assistant athletic director after 11 seasons. They've needed this is a new, fresh face, a younger guy taking over this program. The reason I'm interested in Drew Colvin taking over, he's coming from Rockwall, where he was their offensive coordinator. Pickle, why don't you tell me about Rockwall's offense the past couple of years?
They like to score points.
Let me tell you something, Pickle.
Pointsy.
He's been their head coach, or their offensive coordinator the last 3 seasons. 2021. 48.8 points per game. 2022, 40.2 points per game. 2023, 51.7 points per game.
And that's wild, because you got to remember, too, the previous offensive coordinator at Rockwall was Trey Burks, who ended up taking over the program. That is a offensive factory. Like, they're not doing that with Braden Locke. No. They're doing it with, good players, but not, budding superstars, per se. They've
churned through the roster a little bit, and they have been consistently one of the best offenses in Texas. So I'm very interested to see what Drew Colvin does at Royse City. This came down last week, and we figured this is a good opportunity to talk about it. Corpus Christi Calallen has hired Charlie Reeve to be their next head coach. Charlie Reeve is coming from Victoria East, where he has done very well there at Victoria East, taking over this program there at Calallen. I am watching this for a number of reasons. One, I think Charlie Reeve's a really good coach. Good bloodlines, very good bloodlines there, that Reeve family. Very good coach. 2,
the pressure's on.
This is the first outside hire that they have made at Calallen in
43
years? 40 more than 40 years.
Yes.
So for Charlie Reeve, we hate the word pressure, but we would be remiss if we didn't talk about this is a program that expects to win. Last year when Steve Campbell went to the playoffs, and they lost in the first round to a good Beeville Jones team, a really good Beeville Jones team. That was considered unacceptable. They won 7-4 and went to the playoffs, and it was considered unacceptable. This is a program with high expectations, and Charlie Reeve knows that, stepping into this game. I'm keeping a very close eye on that. He is a very, very good football coach. I'm interested to see what kind of tweaks he makes to this program. I've mentioned this before. Jeremy Jenkins at East Bernard. Jeremy Jenkins leaving Harmony to go to East Bernard. You may remember in 2022 when he took Harmony to that stunning state semifinal appearance.
Yep.
Jeremy Jenkins, the ball coach, and Jack. I am very interested to see what happens at East Bernard because that is a program that has traditionally run the slot T. They've traditionally done that. Jeremy Jenkins has traditionally not done that. What wins out as far as culture is concerned? Jeremy Jenkins there at East Bernard is a guy that I'm keeping a very close eye on. I have made this point before. The next one. James Reyes leaving Lumberton to go to Palestine, I am fascinated by, because I think James Reyes is a really, really good football coach. What he did at Lumberton, taking a program that was not good and turning them into a program that was good, is that a soft way of saying that? I think James Reyes is the ball coach and Jack. Going to Palestine, which of course has great tradition and has just needed that spark. And I wonder if James Reyes can be that spark. I think he's done phenomenal work at Lumberton. I think it's a really, really savvy hire. And then this one, I think, flying under the radar. You know, it's funny, if you go back, we did a segment last year about programs that we thought were under pressure. And one of them was Nederland, specifically because of what was going on. It had nothing to do with Monty Barrow,
nothing to do with
the program. But because P&G, arch rival Port Neches Groves, had played for a state championship and now has won a state championship, we thought, okay, they're going to
Those are some football crazy people down
there.
They
are football crazy people. They need a big year. They went 4-7 last year. Monty Barrow resigned after 7 seasons at Nederland, went 43-34. Good coach. He resigned. They went and they hired Scott Rich. Scott Rich is coming from Katy, where he was Gary Joseph's quarterbacks coach.
Seems good.
This is fascinating to me. First of all, I want you to think about the P&G versus Nederland game, where you now have a Gary Joseph disciple in Scott Rich
facing off
against Gary Joseph's kid.
His literal offspring.
His literal kid in Jeff Joseph. That's fascinating. Also, and I think Jeff Joseph would tell you this, the coaching tree there under Gary Joseph, these guys, the program is so sound, and the lessons that you learn under Gary Joseph, you take to your program and can get immediate results. I think Scott Rich at Nederland has an opportunity to do some big things early because of the history we have of Katy assistants going other places. I think this was a really savvy hire here from Nederland, and I'm interested to see what Scott Rich does. So those are 5 Texas high school football first-year coaches that I am keeping a close eye on. Which one are you keeping a close eye on? And let us know in the comments of this video.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.